Hello, this is Zacarias. I had to make a video concerning about the Macklemore and the Kendrick Lamar situation at the Grammys. Um, Macklemore was very supportive of, and I do give him props for being supportive of. Kendrick Lamar should have got a Grammy, and he didn't televise the categories or the performances, rap performances, except for Macklemore's performance concerning with the gay marriage issue along with Madonna and Mary Lambert and Queen Latifah and Ryan Lewis and the rest. But this is concerning about the racism in the music industry. Nari dealt with it. I know I never heard of Zacarias. So what's he talking about? Well, when I was 20 years old, before I even became a model with Laura Productions in El Paso, Texas, I was with a company. I don't want to mention his name because I don't want to get into legal issues, but I don't want to affiliate with the talent agency. It was owned by a Coco brother, okay, who had worked with the movie industry. And he was supportive, but I noticed some things that I didn't like about the business working with him, because also two of us, 20 and 21, and he felt that he can overpower me because he was older. And I'm not from the old school. Once you're 18, like my grandfather would tell me, let your mind, let your conscience be a guide, okay? So, but point is, when I talk to people within the industry about singing both in English and Spanish, they both, I met people who were Hispanic who laughed at me, and people of African American heritage and white. And they of course look at me, oh, that's a black guy, but I'm really multiracial, okay, because I have a multiracial background, I do not deny it. And that was the issue there too, because I didn't go along with the one drop rule thing, even though it's unconstitutional, I say, since 1967. And so it's like the industry wants to portray what they think society is like. And I'm today always gonna be a unique person. I'm not gonna be your quote unquote cookie cutter, what you think a brother should act or whatever. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. I'm a free person. I don't have chains, ball and chains on me. Okay, I'm gonna do whatever I want. That's what freedom is about, and civil rights. So, and I'm 34 right now, so I wasn't shocked. It was devastating to see that Kendrick Lamar did not get anything. And I was looking at Thomas Gill's video and understand that, which is sort of true, that people in African American who do get credit to other people who are not African American when they do quote unquote black music. Okay, don't even like the word pertaining, but even like when it came to jazz, rock and roll. Okay, people forget that there's people of African American descent who made rock and roll. It wasn't fully white men who did. The only way we can create someone being white is us African Americans, because we are mixed with Caucasian and along with Native American. Okay, we're not pure African. Also, that the electric guitar, Mrs. Black History Month, my hero Jimi Hendrix. He's also an African American, Irish, Cherokee. I also heard he had Mexican background as well, because I read about mixed heritage and mixed celebrities. And it's a debate whether it's true or not, but he made an electric guitar sound. It wasn't a white guy did. That's when later on the Hugh and all the other rock artists started to. And later on, people thinking that metal, electric guitar sound, rock is white music. And I get very offended by that, because it's not. Of course, Jimi Hendrix was part Irish and maybe considered himself mixed, and did not recognize it because of one drop trash that was going on back in the day, even though later on it was found unconstitutional, but people did not go around and make a propaganda to let everyone know that it was no longer a law. Okay? Anyway, but he was seen as a black man. He was doing rock. And he made that sound. It wasn't Metallica or the Who or the Stones. Remember, the Stones and the Beatles listened to black African American singers, Motown and rock and roll in the 50s, who inspired them. No different than me, I like to handle music and listen to Selena. Okay, even though I'm not Mexicano or Latino or anything. Even Celia Cruz is Afro, descent, but she's Afro-Cuban. She was Afro-Cuban. She's Hispanic, and no trace of Hispanic in my ancestry. But I love her music. I love Celia Cruz. I love Selena. I love listening to the Hometown Boys. I like listening to Mark Anthony and Jennifer Lopez and all that. Okay, I love Latin music. Okay, so I understand how racist the stupid music industry is, including those within our own African American race. We want to stereotype somebody. The same deal happened with 3LW when Notori, the dark skinned girl, the one that played Lil' Kim in Notorious. Of course, there was controversy about her being dark playing Lil' Kim, but she was having controversy about her complexion, and they wanted to make her be ghetto. In the 3LW controversy back in 2002, she the one that left and ended up suing. When her Keely and sister and little baby sister what's the other, the Hispanic, Keely's the light skinned one. The Hispanic one, the one's Puerto Rican and Ecuadorian, Adrian Balian. Remember later on, those girls became the cheetah girls. They had the white girl, because they had Jessica, I don't know what happened, Jessica, who took Notorious' place, who was dark skinned as well. But somehow she left, and they got this white chick, and they called the Cheetah Girls on Decent Channel. Okay, but anyway, she went for that because they try to stereotype her because of her complexion. It's very stupid that no one can be themselves how they see themselves. It always has to be a society has to rule over that person's life like they're God or something. And that's what I did not like about the music industry. I'm not saying to be separatist. No, I don't want people to be separatists. I enjoy to see people of non-African American heritage listen to quote-unquote black music and like singing black music. But the hypocrisy is when I do Tejano music or do any Latin style of music, I get criticized. Now, of course, the Latino immigrants don't criticize me. It be the ones here, the one I call Porchos. I'm not talking about the ones, and let me explain. When I mean Porcho, I'm not talking about those who are born here who don't speak English and all that other stuff. I'm talking about the ones who have a racist mentality, who try to be close to little white Anglo racism, who are Latino, who try to be brown on the outside and white on the inside, who end up pretending that they love blacks, or even they love their black mixed roots, or even try to deny that, whatever the case might be. But they sit here and bash a person of African American descent singing their music, and I don't see how anybody would you want me to call your music the WB word. I mean, it's what you call it, ungrateful, because I'm not gonna do that. That's not me. I like singing Latin music. If you like rapping to Jay-Z and all that, and try rapping in Spanish, whatever, I have no problem with that. I don't have no problem. You shouldn't have no problem me singing in Spanish. Last time I checked, I'm American. I'm free. And this is my land now because I'm a citizen here. And there's two parts of me that's immigrant, which is the African European, but I'm also mixed with Native American too. I don't care what your perception of me and how I look to you. Okay, I always can go by my genealogy to determine my multiracial identity. I'm not gonna go by your stupidity at what you define was multiracial. Last time I checked, being multiracial was having two or more races of ancestors, and called to Wikipedia if someone cannot read, because I sure can read. But the point is, I had a big issue. So you know why he said 30? So I'm trying to, well, when I got to El Paso, it was a little similar issue as well. Not with the agency, not with Laura, okay? She's Arabian, by the way. Now, and I'll go ahead and admit it, I like to work with people who are not even the categories, or either they're mixed, or not even the categories of black and white or Latino, being born here in the U.S., because of the mentality. Now, the stereotype is just a personal experience. Even the mixed ones, if I get frustrated because it's a stupid, we call it stupid hypocrisy. You mixed up yourself, but you don't want to see. You don't want that person claiming their mixed heritage, and you don't want them even experience part of the culture you have, or in different cultures. You want to have a multicultural nation. Everybody get along and love one another, love our brother regardless of color. But you go against that when you see me. But point is, the Macklemore and Kendrick Lamar I knew something like this was going to happen. And they not giving MTV awards. I heard with the VMAs last year with the whole Miley Cyrus twerk and what's his name? Not Ryan Seacrest. What was I gotta say? Robin Thicke. Robin Thicke. Singing and actually Pharrell got popularity since doing his music. And Pharrell been in the game for years. I mean, he did Robin Thicke's song with the Marvin Gaye beat to when he produced it. I mean, Pharrell got on GQ magazine for doing a white man's song, putting Marvin Gaye's beat to it. And it got controversial with all them naked ladies on there too in that video, Bird Lines. Okay, but I heard that no people of African American won the award. Not even Beyonce. But the music industry is very racist. It can act liberal as it can be, but there's a slice. Sometimes there's people who are liberal, and sometimes people are undercover racist. And I dealt with people growing up, as a young adult, who would laugh about me singing in Spanish. But when SPM, who saw part Mexican, because people who don't know SPM call us Croy. He's a Latino rapper from Houston. Lives in a predominantly African American community in the southeast part of Houston called South Park. And he called himself South Park Mexican because he, around a lot of black folks, and he's Mexican. Okay, so before he got, in a case with he being alleged. And I'm not going to say no opinion whether he did it or not. The point is, let me get to the point, okay? Because I don't want to buy it and say, oh, he said he did it, and I don't know like it is. Oh, he said he did not do it. He don't let he having a child list. I don't want to hear that. He got into before his case back in '99. Tyler, Texas, whatever. I went to the seminars. I was 20 years old, 1999. I met Matthew Knowles. Beyonce, I love you, Beyonce, but I like the fact when I said, hey, my name is Zachary. Zachary is nice to meet you. Shook his hand. He had a little ugly attitude, by his gesture. And then turned around, I love Beyonce, baby, I love you. But she also singing in Spanish. This is very hypocrisy. Okay, anyway, but I do love her B-Day album with the Spanish music on there. Trust me, I do. It's just that I like somebody related to her and her manager being hypocritical back in '99. It was in some club during daytime, not club time, not too far in Richmond Southwest. And Tyler had, this event. Pay $25. You go ahead and be pump membership for those in entertainment industry lawyers to help you with your career, so you will not be screwed. SPM, South Park Mexican, was getting famous. And he almost got worldwide, publicity because he was a Latino rapper. And this is the time when the Latin explosion was coming because you had Jennifer Lopez. Because this is like 4 years after Selena had died. So Jennifer Lopez did her movie, and so Selena Jennifer Lopez do her album, her partial bilingual album. Then you have Mark Anthony, who became her husband later on, but it was not together, not that we know of, after they did a song together. And then you had Ricky Martin, Living La Vida Loca. You had Enrique Iglesias. And you had many other artists before Shakira even got into singing in the English market. Okay, before she dyed her hair blonde. Because don't forget, she was not blonde back in singing Donde Estás Corazón, Estoy Aquí back in '95. Okay? Anyway, before they do the crossover, Latino artists did the crossover. Here's a Latino rapper in Houston blowing up. Because you had Fat Joe and who Puerto Rican, Cuban, and you also had Big Pun, who later on died over weight, because he weighed 600 pounds. He was a Latino rapper, and I think one time SPM did a song. It's on YouTube. They did a song together, SPM and I think Fat Joe and Big Pun. So anyway, this was getting to be the Latin explosion, the Latin culture. Everybody was loving the Latin culture because I love Latin culture. So I was liking the fact that they was crossing over to both R&B and pop music, hip hop as well. Okay, but I was upset at the seminar, the music seminar, when I mentioned I wanted to do Latin music. A white guy who worked for Tyler laughed. And then I also had some doggone kind of lighter skinned brother from England with dreads gonna talk about, you know, you're a black man. No, I didn't say I wasn't black. I also mentioned that since she's from England, I have an English ancestry as well, so I'm also multiracial. And also French and American as well. But anyway, don't try to use that black male limitation. You know, that maybe, I don't know what it is down in England, but we fought for civil rights, and we have a right to sing whatever we want to sing, which is not slavery days. So I was very upset that then with the white man laughing, then with the people, I mean, it's like, y'all, it was a stupid idea, but they kept giving so much tribute to SPM success before he got in trouble being accused of sexual abusing a 9-year-old who's they say has stayed at his daughter's house, his daughter's friend, something like that. Anyway, before all this was going on, the hypocrisy was, oh, so anytime a black person do something, they actually do R&B and hip hop. They can't do anything else. Oh, no. They stay in a place like a damn slave. But when a white or Hispanic person do something, I don't care if the Hispanic person do have an African ancestry. Remember, some don't even classify themselves as black. Part black. Even some don't even look black. They look black. But the point is, they want to see more of them doing R&B music, and they're stealing, but it's the industry that's doing that. But you can't say an African American who wants to rock and roll, who actually rock and roll started with African Americans, who wants to metal. Jada Pinkett even said on Vibe Magazine she was mad at the BET Awards for not recognizing black metal music. I'm not talking about black metal as in demonic singing type metal. I'm talking about African American nice heavy metal music, rock music. Okay, so she was upset because she does on the side. Jada Pinkett, you know, Will Smith's wife, has a rock band, and I was agreeing with that because it's stupid that a person who don't know the history calls a person African American singing an Oreo or a sellout when he listens to rock music, but don't know that rock music started with African Americans, whether we mix with white and Native American or not. Though it wasn't pure lily white folks who started rock music. So my question is to the music world and those critics who have against me about me speaking Spanish, about me claiming mother. It's like I use black heritage as a scapegoat to put somebody in a cage and not let that person breathe and be free that all these years we've been fighting for. It's like that those other coons, buffoonish people who love to be stereotypes, who you use as guard dogs against us because you like to see two of us fight amongst each other. Trust me, I fight about legal whatever if someone tries to start something with me, regardless of what color they are. But you love to use your Coco Negro friends to make the validation. Oh, well, hey, since he black, they black. Well, I guess what they say is true. Well, he is a sellout. He don't like me. But you have your white friends, and you spend it rapping to rap music and stuff like this and singing R&B songs, but they don't want their black friends that's in the country to handle. Even salsa. Salsa is very Afro-Latino. Those slaves, it wouldn't be no drums. It wasn't for slaves going to Latin America, especially in the Caribbean. So, anyway, my point is not to be Afrocentric or anything. It's just I'm talking about hypocrisy. Kendrick Lamar should have got some type of award, okay? It should have been fair, square. And I think the people who did the voting in the Grammys should have got fired for being biased. Because, like I say, you just can't say just a Coco white dominant Grammys, because in the BET Awards, they don't recognize other styles of music that us people of African American descent do. That's not the category of R&B, gospel, or hip hop. You see what I'm saying? And I'm getting very tired of that, because it's like saying we can't do nothing with our lives. We gotta do everything, be a slave to expectation. Slavery no longer in chain. It's by word and social society now. It's no longer by law. You can do what you want to do, but you gotta deal with the criticism, and you gotta deal with the point of not being promoted all over the world unless you doing some jigaboo-ish type of hip-hop, like what's up my nigga and all this other stuff. Shit, I'm in the cuss, but it was very upset because I'm not gonna go around call myself a nigga, and then I might have to use the word bitch and hoe, but I'm not gonna be using it all the time on a song. It's a certain women and certain men, no matter what their color is, I sometimes say, okay, I'm a male, B-I-T-T myself. No, I'm not gay. But since I don't act macho, I do act spiteful like a dog. Well, I guess I'm Leo because I'm lying, because I do get angry when things go out of hand I'm trying to put together in my life. Anyway, but I try to be respectful of people because I want people to respect me. Point is, I'm not going to go around making stupid jigaboo sample like I myself like they do in these hip-hop videos now. Dudes acting like brutes. I can understand gangster rap being real. It's from a person who was in the game, not studio gangsters, not people who try to be thuggish. For example, I don't mean to criticize Chris Brown. Chris Brown was right at it before the Rihanna scandal. And I don't believe in Rihanna, I don't believe her hitting Chris Brown. Like I said, both should went to jail if that was the case. We don't know all the story. Woman was foolish to go back with him if he did all these abusive things to him. I'm talking about Rihanna. But now he's trying to be thuggish. And not only the tats, but he's trying to be, instead of being the pretty boyish and trying to show the good image of an African American male. And I'm not talking about light or dark, whatever. I'm talking about just because he has African American heritage, he just went over and just messed himself up. After the Rihanna scandal, after everything, and it just didn't make any sense to me. And now he being more buffoonish. Okay, it's like every time, and same thing with Ray J. Now I did not know that Ray J was hanging out in the hood after I saw the Brandy Ray J special on VH1. But as we all know, when we see anybody that's in the media, we think rich and famous, they don't hang around in poor areas, and they don't need to be thugs. Well, Ray J was hanging around because later on I found out, his mom was upset. I saw the special on VH1. But Ray J was in Hollywood. Ray J was in that sitcom with Sinbad and Nancy Wilson. Ray J was, was Brandy's brother. Ray J did not need to be a thug rapper. I laughed at, wait a minute. I showed it. I'm sorry, it was kind of clownish because even though he kind of partially grew up in the hood, you really moved out at a young age, there's no need to turn back. Okay? I'm not saying contribute to get the community built. I'm talking about leave the destructive trash alone. Show a better image. Okay? We can't hold everybody responsible because nobody's perfect. But I get tired of seeing us brothers have to be trained the Madden King, the Mandingo Negro, rude, evil person all the time. You see this even in the police force. I don't have to worry about racist white cops and racist Latino pocho cops. I gotta worry about these brothers. Normally I have a problem with sister cops, but it's these doggone black ones. Well, black blood, whatever, because they mix, whatever, claim I don't want respect for their multiracial identity, just like I want somebody to respect mine. But they get all emotional and mean like a doggone cat, a dog. They forgot they're in uniform, and their uniform must also be respectful. You don't have to act ugly worse than the white racist person that hired you. I always wonder what the heck you got to treat your own. But I know if I looked like my great grandfather, who was part white, who looked white on my mama's side, I probably would get all the hostility from those cops, even whether they're light, dog, or look white, look black, whatever, look me, whatever. But I see it here in Houston. You see in the schools, it's like this mean-spirited. Like I said, I didn't get married at Color Purple because I wanted to see that image that somebody would get in hell. Maybe we stop acting like that, and that's not cute. Okay? We don't want to be Mr. in our life. But that's what I see. And now Hollywood, they would love to see the buffoonery of people of African American descent. They get the awards. But when you have somebody who, and I heard too much of Kendrick Lamar's music. Like I didn't hear about Macklemore's music until the Grammys. I seen Macklemore, I seen Kendrick Lamar. I just mostly listen to music like ballads, Beyonce, Latin music, Mariah Carey, Whitney, hip hop is gone dead. I like Nicki Minaj. I like Lil' Kim. I do want Lil' Kim to come back. I don't care what she did to her face. She's still beautiful to me. Good luck on her child coming up. I wish she did get married to the guy that she made a baby with, though. Anyway, but point is, it don't have no meaning anymore. Macklemore is a good rapper. I mean, of course, there's different opinions about the issues he talk about, but he is a good rapper, and they done heard Kendrick Lamar. The point is, it was no shock to see the biases within the music industry choosing Macklemore over Kendrick Lamar because they wanted to say, well, we're going to give the white guy credit. The black guy, we can give you credit, even though they is your coca music. Okay, and I experienced it myself, and I can tell you one incident, and it's why is that? Because I got to always talking about race, because issues keep coming up, and like this, when I see something, I'm gonna talk about it. I don't care if it gets anybody's phone nerves, because it's like cancer. I'm not gonna have a tumor run down my body and not do the body. I'm gonna do whatever I can to stop the tumor. So, you don't like to talk about, hey, do something about it. Hey, tell the music industry, tell people, hey, stop bashing Zacchaeus. Stop saying he can't claim his mishair. Stop saying he can't sing this type of music. Let the man do whatever he want to do. He's a free man. Okay. I never saw myself as a house slave or a field slave. I always saw myself as a runaway and a free man of color. Anyway, but I was not that shocked. Not that shocked. So, because I experienced it, and before this camera goes off, I'm getting very tired because my YouTube is not working right now when I upload videos. I complain to YouTube for a dozen times when I want to call them and get ugly with them. Don't let me do that, okay? But anyway, to make a long story short, back in '99, there was a Virgin magazine. Virgin Records had put on Houston Press to look for a boy band group similar to NSYNC and Backstreet. And yes, I was a big fan of the pop sensation too as well. I love the clean Britney and Sting Aguilera. I love listening to Five. I like listening to Spice Girls. I like listening to NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys. So when I call, this is so funny, because they ain't mentioned anything race. We're looking for white or Italian or Latin young men to audition for our boy band group. Dog, I left a message on there, and I told them, I said, well, I don't look white. I am mixed with white. I'm also African American. I look more African American with a camera complexion. I think I told them that. And also mixed with Native American. I said, this is very racist. I said, because it was not mentioned in the article, and we had people thinking that any young man at the time can come in audition for the part to be in this boy band group. Trust me, I would love to have those girls chasing after me. Anyway, if they didn't have that stupid category and stupid nonsense, and I complained about it. And this was funny when I was telling one of my so-called friends in Job Corps who happened to be Latino, Her to Mexican American was telling me you should went on pretend to be, since she speaks Spanish, pretend to be an Afro Latino. I say you wrong for that. I say nah, I'm not gonna go there and lie to these doggone people. Yeah, yo soy Puerto Riqueño, yo soy Dominicano. You know what I'm saying? No, I can't do that. Yo soy de cosa chica de Oaxaca, yo soy afro-mexicano, yo soy jarocho de Veracruz por 10 años, yo soy de Venezuela, yo soy de colombiano. No, I couldn't do that. Yo soy de Honduras, hondureño. No, I couldn't do that. That's not me. It's not, yo soy cubano. No, I couldn't do that. I couldn't lie like that. I'm all real. So, I was very upset with Virgin Records for putting that ad out and didn't mention anything about race, and didn't mention the stupid white, Italian, or Latin men, meaning Hispanic or Latino men, to audition for this boy band group. It was very racist, and I think that the person who made the RA person should have got fired. So I experienced it at a young age. I experienced it in reality because I had people of whatever they categorize as African American, white, or Hispanic dissing me for not being a typical brother, not going along with the stereotypes. Also, multiracial background, everything. And I had to fight that all my life, and I chose not to quit. I'm a warrior. I have that warrior mentality. I'm very ambitious. Of course, I'm a Leonarian. Love my sign. Don't believe in horoscopes, but I love my sign. What it stands for. I don't want to back down. I'm very ambitious. When I want something, I'm going to get it. So, and I was very upset those years of seeing how people can promote non-African American artists to do hip-hop R&B, but the downgrade people of African American descent to do non-stereotypically black music. And it's not only the white and Latinos, it's also those African American descent who also had a problem with it. But they're the ones who sell out. I don't expect them, if I ever make it, them come to my concerts, and if they ever have a war show or something like this, have anything. I don't ever want to deal with those sellout buffoons. They were me to go ahead and talk about calling myself a nigger and calling other black men niggers and shooting and beating and doing this bitch last night and doing this hoe last night. They ready to me talk about that, selling dope, drinking lean, smoking, all that other stuff, and make cash off of that shit. Then to me singing Spanish. Well, I don't talk about that type of stuff. Or in English. They don't want to see the intelligence. And this, sadly, is not only those of the white world, it's those within the cocoa black world. I experienced it. So, to some extent, I'm not surprised. This country was found to be free. We had to fight for it. I wasn't back in the 60s. Of course, I was born in the late 70s, but we had to fight. As a people, had to fight for it. If they didn't fight for it, we'd still be picking cotton and sitting in the back of the bus and drinking colored water fountain and told to stand up when a white person needs to sit down and other stuff. You know, we still be scared the KKK would come and capture us. And it's so sad that Kendrick Lamar lost credibility over Macklemore winning. And I'm glad Macklemore didn't act shady about it. He showed compassion to him. He told him, you know, the Grammys did this, and it's not Macklemore's fault. Because I'm not going to fault Macklemore. I'm going to fault the Grammys, the music industry. It's wicked. And I know how about the lust and everything. I'm talking about the history of race. Instead of showing individuals and stop using race along with it, they love to market race. Even my girl Mariah Carey had to go through that hell about her multiracial identity. And us, because it's just one of them says she's like, well, she don't look all that white to me back in the day. I mean, I'm sorry. I know she's very fair skinned and she can pass for a white girl with a curly permanent wave perm in her head. But I always knew something that she was mixed with something, okay? And when I found out she was black, white, and Hispanic, it was a shock to me. There's nothing white that looked to me about Mariah. She looked like a typical Hispanic. Actually, is part Hispanic because her grandfather, her dad's side, was Venezuelan. Nunez, Roberto Nunez, changed his name to Robert Carey, married an African-American woman they had it cold from the Upper South, and later on her dad came in this world, and then he married a white woman, an Irish woman, and that's how Mariah Carey came in this world. But point is, she had to go to hell because music industry, how not only with her husband, but they market her.